Every prompt you send to your AI agent like OpenClaw is costing you money, obviously. But here's the thing, not every prompt requires a premium model. Some prompts can be done with lower tier, cheaper models, while some prompts might require a higher tier model. So you're actually wasting API credits when you're having premium models do simple tasks by default. In this video, I'm going to introduce to you model routing as a primer for starting to understand how you can optimize your own API costs. This is a simple skill you can install with your agent, so it will learn how to route certain tasks to certain models. You'll cut costs, keep performance high, and your agent will ultimately get smarter about how it works. We'll do all this through the Venice API, which offers you 128 models in total. So let's dive in. Real quick, you are going to need an API key from Venice at Venice.ai, and you're going to need credits. If you've never used Venice before, there's this really cool thing called the DIEM token. One of these gives you $1 in API credits per day every day. It just refreshes. And it's really simple to generate an API key once you got your credits or DIEM locked in. So to follow along with this tutorial, you're going to have to make sure you have one of those ready. Okay, so when it comes to model routing, you can find model routing skills all over the internet. Here's one for example. Basically what a model router does is route your prompt based on the type of task to a certain tier of model. So a routine task like checking the status of something, formatting a file, doing a git push, all of that would be routed to a cheaper model. A moderate task, such as creating code, summarizing, writing drafts, these tasks would be routed to a mid-tier model. And finally, for more complex tasks, such as debugging, architecture, strategizing, or novel and unique problems, we would route these to premium tiers. So in this video, we are going to set up a model router with our OpenClaw, and we are going to do so through Venice.ai models. Now, why Venice? Venice offers you 128 different models between text, image, video, audio, embedding, as well as fully private or anonymized models. So all of these will come at different use cases. We're going to focus on text model routing today, and we're going to get started simply by downloading this zip file. Then I'm going to open up my OpenClaw agent, attach the zip file, and say install this. Now you can see it's reading everything. There it is. The Venice router skill is installed, but it does need a Venice API key. Now, it is not recommended to paste your API keys through plain text on Telegram. These are not encrypted chats. So if you're not concerned, head over to your API dashboard and send off your API key to your bot. Otherwise, you're going to need to open your openclaw.json configuration file. And to do that, on the machine you're running OpenClaw, which it's recommended not to do this on your main machine. I'm running this in a Docker container here simply for tutorial videos. But I just run nano, and then in the base directory, the hidden folder called OpenClaw /openclaw.json. That'll open it up. Now, in my case, this is my second OpenClaw, so it's called -2. So here we go. Now we have that file open, and I'm going to ask OpenClaw now. I will add it myself to openclaw.json. Tell me exactly what I need to add for this skill. It's going to give us exactly something we can paste in here. So I don't need the top and last brackets, because those are already here. And really, we're going to need everything else. So I'll copy all of that. And just here at the top, I'll do it after meta. I'll paste that. I'll make sure I add one more comma. I'll fix that formatting with some tabs. Now, this is a big one. We want to make sure the Venice router skill is enabled. So there's that. Done. And here is where we paste in our API key. Control X. Yes to save, enter to confirm, and now that's all in there. Now we need to restart the gateway. So once again, here in our terminal, you simply type in OpenClaw gateway restart. You send that off, and the gateway will restart, and we're ready to go. Done. Check the Venice routing skill. Is it operational? Great. So let's take a look at what that's going to do now. Show me the model tiers. You'll see we have many more tiers here than in my original GitHub repo example. And that's because Venice offers so many models. So at this stage, I'm just going to say, make some modifications. This is personal stuff. You could leave this as the default if you want. For premium, use only Claude Opus 4.6. Fall back to GPT 5.4. Definitely a premium model here. High, use Claude Sonnet 4.6. I'm happy with that. Mid, stick to Qwen 3 235B thinking. And I'm going to say merge budget medium, and use Qwen 3 235B. And so if we look here, what's the price of Qwen 3 235B? And that's $3.50 output. So if we have $3.50 set for mid, then let's set the budget. Let's use this one because it has vision. And finally, for cheap, stick to Qwen 3 4B. This is very cheap. That's also called Venice Small, which is where it says Venice Small here. Venice Small is Qwen 3 4B. It's a good model. So we'll send off our little personalization here. And while that happens, let's look at this skill here. The first thing to note is the security scan is good. It's benign. The skill is consistent with its actual description for what it does. Second off, we can see exactly what OpenClaw told us here is what we need to put inside the openclaw.json file, right? This is how it works. It runs a little Python script to decide which tier to work. Once again, we see all the tiers here and how they will be routed. We can see the actual strategy for how this routing will happen. And then we see more environmental variables. So these can be added to openclaw.json as well if you want to get more tuned in. You can set a budget. Do you want thinking or not? Do you want to be private only? In which case it won't pull any of the non-private models. The frontier models, for example, are powerful, but they're not private. You can set your max tokens, temperature, etc., etc. So for more advanced users, you might want to look into that. Meanwhile, here we go. Everything looks clean and exactly as requested. Now what I like to do, say, how will I know for sure you're routing the models once I start a new session? And now OpenClaw is telling me that you actually have to invoke this skill. This model routing doesn't happen automatically. We have to prompt it. Now it can be possible to make that model routing happen automatically, but it is complicated and a lot more work. But to wrap up this part of the process, we'll start a new conversation. We're using the default Llama 3.3 model here. And I'll just say, route this through Venice. And here's the example it gave me here. Explain recursion. Explain recursion. We got a nice response here. Let's see if it automatically lets me know this output. Which Venice model did you route this through? Now that did take a minute, so I'm imagining it did route through Venice because it had to add that extra step of classifying the task into the right tier. Okay, cool. So that was it. It was a basic, cheap task, so it used Venice Small. So now let's have it write some code. Actually, we can just use examples here. Let's do this. Write a distributed systems architecture PRD. And now, if all goes well, it should route that through Claude Opus 4.6 or OpenAI GPT 5.4. Okay, that did take 3 minutes to start responding. And yes, it used Opus 4.6. Cool. And here we got our product requirements document for the Nexus Orchestrator. A fault-tolerant, globally distributed task coordination system for microservices enabling things that I don't understand. Great. So there you have it. Model routing with Venice. This is just with text models. There are many more possibilities with this. Many thanks to Badmuff, +1 here for this skill on Claw Hub. There is a link below. And if you happen to make any progress on getting it automatically routed or the image, videos, etc., let us know on Discord. Let's talk. Join the community. A lot of people building on Venice. Whether you want to share what you're working on or get some support or guidance, it's a great community. So subscribe to the Venice channel for more tutorials on using AI agents with full privacy when you need it. And we'll see you in the next video.